life of people not only in Niger State but also.
Still a chance for Ryan Robin. It's
let them shoot. No problem.
Good morning and welcome to the Gallery Television newspaper headline review this morning at 9th of June 2022. I'm Elaje Chidima. This morning we begin with the Nation newspaper that has a major headline. On Tinubu says, let's work together to stop PDP from taking power. Tinubu, let's work together to stop PDP from taking power. How he won APC tickets. Governor Lawal, Atiku, Kwankwaso, Fayemi, Uba, others salute as standard bearers. That's the major headline on the Nation. Above, UBA redeems for $500 million Euro bonds note. Row alert, Eagles on evading Leon Stars. That's on page 2 and 7 still on the Nation this morning. 40 killed, 61 injured in a war attack, terror attack, says Ade Akeredolu. 48 Jeto for Alafin throne. That's on page 8. Our process begins in Oyo. Still on the Nation newspaper this morning, bank firms in 11 billion naira deal at Nigerian exchange. $40 sells down FBN holding stakes. That's all we can take from the Nation this morning. And the next is the New Telegraph. The Nigerian Tribune this morning. The Nigerian Tribune has a major headline: 2023 Tinubu Atiku set for historic duel. 2023 Tinubu Atiku set for historic duel as ex-governor pick APC ticket with 1,271 votes. I'll prove that your choice is a wise one, Tinubu tells delegates. Tinubu no match for Atiku, says PDP. The stories on page 3 and 4 on the New Telegraph, the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Above we have a story: collapsed wall kill only child, 2 other kids in Warri. 38 died in a war massacre at Catholic Bishop. On the government to provide land for mass burial, says Akeredolu. Catholic Church plans Memorial Park. That's on page 31 and 35 on the Tribune newspaper this morning. By the side of this paper, we have a story. World Bank alert of stagflation risks amid sharp slowdown in growth. That's on page 6. On page 7, Access Bank to acquire $37 million stake in Kenya's Sidian Bank. Still on page 7, UBA redeems $500 million 5-year Euro bonds. Below we have another major headline on the Tribune: Wike may be running mates to Atiku. Ex-vice meets IU governors for more consultation. That's on page 8 on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. And that will take us to the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper has a major headline that says Tinubu inches close to lifelong ambition. That's on APC presidential primary. Tinubu inches closer to lifelong ambition. That's the major headline. Osibanjo campaign spokesperson Adamu Bajambiamila Akeredolu Aregbesola consults at Tinubu. You can now lick your wounds. Tinubu mocks Lawal. Lawal, why I contested against you? You are no match for Atiku, PDP tells Tinubu. Afenifere, you have done well by picking a Southern candidate. Insist on reconstructing our state police. Atiku meets PDP governors overrunning mate. That's a major headline on the Guardian this morning. And below we have a story on page 3 on the Guardian. Bello campaign kicks flag flay highly compromised APC presidential primary. On page 9, terrorists in helicopter kill 32 shell houses, churches in South Kaduna. On page 12, still on the Guardian this morning, Mawa seek drug test for youth corp members. Under government, Catholic churches plan Memorial Park mass burial for Owo victims. We have another major headline on the Guardian: 2023 anger in Igbo land over APC PDP snub. That's another major headline on the Guardian this morning. On the New Telegraph newspaper this morning, we have a major headline on the New Telegraph: 2023 Tinubu to square up against Atiku, Obi Kwankwaso. 2023 Tinubu to square up against Atiku, Obi Kwankwaso. as he floors Osibanjo, Amechi Lawal, others to win APC presidential ticket by landslide. Says ruling party must defeat PDP reactionary ideals. Ticket bought by highest bidder Nwajuba, Kalo governors Adamu, others congratulate Tinubu, others. Bankere Okorocha, two others paid 100 million naira each for 0 votes. Tinubu on journey to nowhere, says PDP. That's the major headline on the New Telegraph, and the stories on page 2, 6, 7, and 8. Above the major headline, failed presidential bid. Proxy steps down for Tambawa Mohammed. That's on page 9. 2023 poll, INEC 6 NAF's assistance on election logistics. That's on page 7. Mongalu Kachiku, 8 others battle for a ADC presidential ticket as primary begins in Ogun. That's on page 6, still on the New Telegraph. BCN seals 25,000 primaries, convict 5 pharmacists in 8 years. NAPTIP to parents, beware of fake football agents. That's on page 27 and 30, still on the New Telegraph this morning. Access Bank acquires Kenya Sidian Bank for 15 billion naira. Below the major headline, we have a side story: strike. Edo suspend ASU and others in state-owned institutions. Declare no work, no pay policy. Union Kick says state has no such powers. That's on page 7 and 27. At 2023 article, PDP governors meet over running mate as pressure mount on ex-vice president to choose from Southeast. That's on page 2 and 7 on the New Telegraph this morning. Below, another major headline: Owo massacre perpetrators not unknown gunmen, says ACF. Says killers should be brought to book. Women groups slammed federal government state over killings, gives 4 weeks ultimatum to address menace. A checkmate future attacks with vigilance group, Akeredolu tells local government chairman. And that's all we can take from the New Telegraph. And the next this morning with us is the Daily Independence newspaper. Daily Independence newspaper has a major headline on APC presidential primaries. Tinubu's emergence excites opponents, associate aides. We must keep PDP out of power, says Tinubu. Moklawal say he can now lick his wounds. Tinubu writes candidate for Nigerian aspiration, says Buhari. That's a major headline on the Daily Independence this morning. Above, Yaya Bello says APC presidential primary compromised. PDP mocks Tinubu, says he's on a journey to nowhere. By the side of this paper, we have a story: Mawa seeks drug test for Youth Corp members. That's on page 7. Still on page 7, UBA redeems $500 million 5-year Aero bond. Swagger asked article to get ready, says Tinubu coming with full force. That's on page 6. Still on page 6 is that the story: no need to be despondent or disappointed, Nwajuba tells supporters. Below, there's another major headline: article intensifies search for running mate, meet PDP governors. WAEC warns against rogue website patronage. That's on page 2. And that's all we can take from the Daily Independent, and that will take us to the Punch newspaper this morning. The Punch has a major headline: still on Tinubu's to meet APC governors as race for running mates begins. Tinubu to meet APC governors as race for running mate begins. Tinubu scored 1,207 votes, pick APC ticket, defeat Osibanjo, Amechi, others. Bagudu led PGF has the task to prick competent deputy for Asiwaju, as governor spokesman says. Adamu governors hailed Tinubu's victory. Article includes the meeting with PDP governors. That's on page 2 on the Punch this morning. Above the major headline: Owo massacre death toll hit 40. Akeredolu plans Memorial Park. That's on page 14 on the Punch this morning. Federal government shouldn't have set up Nigerian Air, ex-NAMA boss EIE says. Amantako CBN over 1 trillion naira load interest loan. That's on page 22. Still on the Punch this morning. Below is the front page picture is the total vote of the contestants for the primary of APC presidential ticket. Tinubu taking lead with 1,271, followed by Amechi 316, Oisibanja 235, Lawal 152 votes, Bello 47 votes, Umahi 38 votes, Sani 4 votes, Ayode 37 votes, and Ono 1 vote. That's the front page picture of the Punch this morning. Below we have Nigerian American surgeon jailed 27 years for fraud. That's on page 17. On page 14, still on the Punch, customs deepens probe on seized foreign rice orders. 2 more ladies accused Lagos bishop of rape, narrate ordeals. That's on page 4 and 5. Below we still have a story. P2B X8 emerges LP factional presidential candidate. That's on page 17. France-based Nigerian travel to Lagos lead cyber attack on 10 banks. That's on page 4 and 5. North doesn't fear restructuring, must be seen as Nigerian problem. Suleiman, CNG spokesman, says. That's on page 3, still on the Punch this morning. And that will take us to the Daily Sun newspaper with a major headline. The Daily Sun has a major headline. Presidential election, Tinubu PDP open fight. Ex-Lagos governor promised to remove opposition party Geku after clinching APC ticket. We sympathize with him, says PDP. That's a major headline on the Daily Sun this morning. Atiku PDP governors meet over running mate others. By the side of the paper, there's a story. Lawal, Atiku, governors Carlo Uba, others hail APC presidential candidates. That's on page 27 and 28. It's betrayal to Southeast. Iwanyaun says, why I pulled out, says Nwajuba. Labour reports Nigerian anti-worker stance against ASU to ILO. Obaseki suspend ASU, Stanu, NASUS, ASUOP, others in state-owned institutions. WAEC 2022 or WAEC West African Secondary School Certificate Examination 2022. WAEC expresses concern over activities of rugby website. One school engaged harassing candidates to pay for exam settlement. That's on page 26. Still on the Daily Sun this morning. Below we have a front page picture on London Stock Exchange celebrate ABC Orija cause achievements. And that's all we can take from the Daily Sun this morning, and that will take us to the new Daily Trust. The Daily Trust this morning has a major headline on 2023. Tinubu article set for epic battle. APC PDP shot for running mate. Osibanja Lawal, others have nothing to fear, says Asiwaju. It is a 2-horse race. Kwankwaso will stand no chance, says Dom. That's on page 5 on the Daily Trust this morning. Presidency, Kwankwaso picks NNPPS tickets, vows to restore Nigerians' glory. AFC, FTA, 28 bank join 500 million US dollar Pan-African settlement platform. That's on page 27 on Daily Sun this morning. Below 2023, tension looms nationwide. Chief of Arms, Army staff. Rapist killing nursing mother baby in Adamawa. That's on 24. Page 24. Federal government and 19.2 billion naira from gold. Others in first quarter. That's still on page 27. On page 4, still 6 Northerners gunned down in Ondo. That's all we can take from the Daily Trust this morning, and that'll take us to the Vanguard. The Vanguard newspaper has a major headline. Sorry about that. The Vanguard has a major headline on APC. The gameplay by governors NWC that gave Tinubu victory. We must banish a PDP, Tinubu says, as he floors Osibanjo, Amechi, Lawal, Bello, others. Lawan, Amechi, Gundije, Carlo, Fayemi, Aribeshola, Kayamo, others hail Tinubu. We have displayed total commitment to ethos of democracy, says Akeredolu, why I shunned presidential primary, says Nwajuba. That's on page 5 on the Vanguard this morning. Above the major headline, block looms in Benue as blackout looms in Benue as government still just disco over unpaid taxes. That's on page 13. Narrow-minded politicians' greatest threat to Nigerian civic space, says Kuka Center. That's on page 8. Slain Cardinal Reverend Father buried without corpse. That's on page 6 on the Vanguard this morning. By the side of the story, we have a story on Castina records 536,132 out of school children, says UNICEF. UBA redeems $500 million 5-year Eurobond. That's on page 19 on the Vanguard this morning. Russia-Ukraine war, food crisis could last year, said WTO. We have another story below. Access Bank to acquire Kenya's Sidians Bank for 15 billion naira. That's on page 19. A war killing market, women protest rain costs on killers. That's on page 19 on the Vanguard this morning. And that will bring us to the end of newspaper headline review. I'm Eleje Chidema. Do join us at 12 and 4 for yet another update. Do enjoy the rest of the day.
Life of people not only in Niger State, but also.
Still a chance for Ryan Robin. It's
Let him shoot. Let him shoot. No problem.
Nigeria about to exit second wave of COVID-19. Still on the headline
of nursing and midwifery to Edo State College Nursing Sciences as part
We could get business